Hey everybody, it's Shady here, and today I'm going to give my thoughts on the Final Fantasy Revelation trailer, gameplay footage, and just the game overall, really, right? Yeah. So, first of all, obviously, Summer Games Fest just happened, so obviously part of it was the reveal of Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3, which is now called Final Fantasy Revelation, which is awesome, yeah. And there's a few really interesting details to look at here. First of all, obviously, this happening at all is really good because I think what people probably aren't aware of is Rebirth kind of like didn't do well in terms of sales, or at least what Square Enix said. I mean, they say that about every game, so who knows? But yeah, they have now finally released Rebirth, fully multi-plat and remake, so they're on like every platform. So Switch 2 and Xbox got Rebirth a couple of days back, or a few days ago. And obviously the biggest announcement about all of this is Revelation is going to be fully multi-plat on every platform, day one. Yeah, so obviously this is not just PS5, PC, but also on Switch 2 and Xbox, which is awesome. Yeah, and the good thing is on PC it's going to be releasing on all of the storefronts as well, pretty much. So you'll be able to get it on Steam, Epic, and Microsoft Store. But obviously most people are going to buy it on Steam, so it doesn't really matter about the other two. But it's still cool. It's going to be an Xbox Playera title, so if you buy the PC Xbox version, you get the console version, and vice versa. So can't really complain about that, really. But yeah, it just looks really good. Obviously, first thing to talk about, or well, second thing now, is obviously the thing with this final part is it shouldn't have the issues that the first two parts had, in my opinion, which was that they felt a bit bloated, or like very padded. Part one felt incredibly padded, and Rebirth wasn't quite as bad, but a lot of the side quest design felt like it was just busy work to keep you kind of going, and it wasn't quite as heavy on story as we would like it to be. I personally felt like, this is a whole different video, I know, but I felt like they could have just made part 1 and 2 into a single game and it would have been better, personally, just looking back at it now. But saying that, there was also the charm of having Midgar as the first game as well, which was really cool. So can't really complain. We got what we got, and this one looks amazing. So obviously we're going to have the events of both. We're going to have all the events of Disc 2 and 3, as well as Wu-Tang Rocket Town, which we explore in Disc 1. So yeah, there's a lot of content to be had here. It's going to be a massive game. They said it's going to be at least as big as Rebirth, so yeah, I suspect it'll be bigger. Another massive thing, the thing that I'm really excited about, is that we get the Highwind, and it looks like we have a proper full open world, like the original game. We have the full overworld that we can explore on the Highwind. And yeah, hopefully we should have at least a bit of Midgar, because we'll have I don't want to spoil too much, but there's a part where you return there. So I imagine we'd have at least be able to explore those areas of Midgar. And then we should hopefully be able to re-explore some of the areas in Rebirth as well, because you kind of return to those areas at some point. And there was like side quests and bits like that to do in them, so I'd imagine we can explore them as well. So it'll be the full world, I would imagine. Because for example, next up, the main thing I need to talk about, which is the super bosses of the weapons. We got to see them, which is amazing. They look really cool. It looks like we're going to actually be able to fight the standard weapon, which we didn't get to in the original game. You just see a cutscene of it getting destroyed. Again, I don't want to spoil too much, because I know there's people who haven't played the original who are playing these remake games, so I don't want to spoil too much. But so that looks like a bit of a difference. And then also the one thing that I really like is they're reintroducing the job system. Yeah, so it looks like what they're calling the fit system. So you can have different costumes in your characters, which will coincide with different job classes. So Black Mage, Warrior, White Mage, blah, blah, blah. I don't know how you're going to unlock them. Maybe throughout the game you'll slowly unlock more. But to me it looks like, so we have the Freelancer class, which I'm assuming is just going to be like the standard, how it has been in the first 2 games, where you can just equip any materia, do whatever. And I'm assuming the sort of the job classes are going to be specific materia. So if you want a particular build, that's the way you do it then. So I don't think you necessarily need to stick to the fit system, but it's for people who want to try to experiment with different material combinations and stuff, I think. Because obviously, you know, usually you would, with the materials, you would kind of equip certain ones. So if you're if you're going for like raw damage, you won't really equip as many magic materials because they kind of weaken you a little bit and stuff. And if you want to go for more of a magic build, you'd have more magic materials because they give you more MP and stuff. So yeah, at least in the original anyway. So yeah, that's a really cool new addition. And a great new gameplay tweak. Obviously all of the core battle system is still there from Rebirth. We got the ATB system, the synergy system, limit breaks, all of that, which is really cool. Also, we're going to be able to play as both Vincent and Cid as well now, which is awesome. Cid, obviously, is the Dragoon. And Dragoon's always like my favorite character, so I'm going to be having him in my party, definitely. And Vincent, obviously, is able to transform into beasts and stuff, so that's pretty cool. In the original, it was his limit breaks, but I think it may be slightly different in this one. I think it might work where you kind of, maybe there's a different kind of way to do it or something. That's what it looks like to me anyway. But we'll wait and see for the full game anyway. A couple other things. There's going to be some really interesting things because obviously, there's so much of the story that has there's a lot of questions that were kind of unanswered so far anyway, and we're finally going to hopefully get those answers. I mean, obviously I have my kind of theories about what's going on. We don't really know what the whispers are, but obviously we know that, I guess it's kind of like semi-confirmed that the, again, spoilers. So if you don't want to hear this, don't hear it. That this is not the original game. It's actually set in a whole different continuity. Like it's a multiverse. So this is like its own thing entirely, which is kind of a genius thing they did, where they so they can do their own thing. They made it so it's not a part of the original. So the original still exists, and this remake trilogy is its own thing, which is really great. So we're gonna probably get more confirmation of that and stuff. Some of the things, obviously this is now just becoming a Final Fantasy VII theory video, isn't it? But some of the things is obviously Sephiroth seems like he's more aware of what's going on, as opposed to the original. Where he's this is the impression I'm getting anyway, where you kind of see his, it's almost like this is the Sephiroth from the original timeline or something, and he understands what's happening, and he's trying to do what it takes to win this time, potentially. That's just my little theory, but we'll wait and see for Revelation to come out, and then we'll know fully well what happens anyway. A few other things I want to talk about was, the things I really want to see. Obviously, one more gameplay tweak that I need to mention as well is that now you can equip 2 summons, which is really cool, as opposed to 1, which is awesome. Because in the original game, you could just equip as many summons as you want. Whereas in this one, it was just a separate section for your summon material. So it's nice to have 2. And obviously on the summons, I'm hoping we should hopefully get Knights of the Round. How it's going to work, I have no idea. I'm assuming you summon one random one of the 13 when you summon it, and then the final attack will be all of them, I'm guessing. But yeah, that final attack was super long as well, wasn't it? And that was kind of one of the ways you defeated a lot of the super bosses, was using Knights of the Round. So yeah, obviously you're going to have to use a different strategy now. Another thing, hopefully we have Chocobo breeding. This is something that's been missing from the past 2 games so far. We get Chocobos, but yeah, I want the full Chocobo breeding system. That was one of my favorite things to do, was make a whole stable full of gold Chocobos, and do on all the racing and everything. Also, in the original, you needed the gold Chocobos for fighting Ruby Weapon, didn't you? So I'm wondering, that's the thing I'm kind of, that's the thing that concerns me, because I don't think they're going to lock a super boss in a modern game behind a whole mini game where you have to train a Chocobo. So I don't think that's going to be how you fight in this time, personally. But I still hope that we get that mini game, or we get the Chocobo breeding in anyway. Also, I'm hoping Queen's Blood makes a return, because it was really good. That was like my favorite part of Rebirth. Yeah, it was basically like what people say about Final Fantasy 8, where it's a card game with a JRPG attached to it. That's how it felt like with Queen's Blood, where it was just this card game that had this whole massive JRPG attached to it. So yeah, I'm sure we'll get a return of that, and a lot of the mini games from Rebirth, plus more. They also confirmed that we're going to get the Scarlet and Tifa slapping mini game returning, so that's awesome. I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, I mean, they've done a really good job about recreating a lot of those iconic moments, so I was never worried that wasn't going to be there, personally. But yeah, yeah, I'm really excited for this. Obviously, the release date is next year, spring 2027, so in time for the 30th year anniversary of Final Fantasy VII, which is amazing. And also, I think we have to give a lot of praise to Square Enix for being able to release all 3 parts within the span of 7 years, which I remember they originally said it would take them 10 years to do. So yeah, that's something good. Obviously, originally, development started in 2015, I know, but then they had to cancel it and then restart it and everything. Yeah, so there's been a lot of trials and tribulations, but it's great that we're finally getting the final part and it's going to be complete. And then yeah, once this is done, I'm really looking forward to seeing what happens with Final Fantasy 17, because I'm assuming that we haven't heard anything from 17 because the team doing the remake trilogy are going to be the ones doing 17. That's my guess anyway. But we'll wait and see on that, because I think there's a lot of, they're not quite sure what to do with 17 at the moment, I think, because they don't know if they want to go back to turn-based or continue with the real time. I personally think they should just stick with the remake battle system. That's one of my favorite ones, in all honesty. Best action RPG system I played personally. So I hope they stick with that. But obviously that's a different conversation. But yeah, that's pretty much everything I have to say. If you watched this video, thank you. Like and subscribe if you'd like to. Obviously, you don't have to. And have a great rest of your day. Thanks.